right idea right now. Oh, I'm not have enough time. I have to go. Yes, still. Mm-hmm. My Simran is still not in carriage. Mehran is still in the street, and I have kill it. Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. Bismillah al-Fatah al-Alim. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Watch your subscriber. Hope you will be fine and in the high state of Iman and health. And Iman and health. Myself, master trainer, language trainer, vlogger, YouTuber, Professor MA Raza. Today we're going to talk about the Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, by Oxford Progressive Reader, Oxford Progressive English Reader, free, and for the students of class 5th or 6th. So Charles Dickens. So let me first introduce you that this is the Oxford template page, and then content, introduction, and at page number number 4, and then the escaped prisoner. This is the first chapter. Christmas Day, second chapter. Miss Havisham, third chapter. Joe's apprentice, fourth chapter. Biddy, fifth chapter, page number 34. London with the Herbert, page number 30. Page number 41, chapter number 6. Chapter number 7, a very unexpected visitor, page number 48. Chapter number 8, provides, tells his story, page number 57. Chapter number 9, provides, goes into hiding, chapter number 65. Page number 65. Chapter number 9. Chapter number 10, on the river, page number 72. 11, the best of friends, chapter number 11, the best of friends, page number 79, and then questions and activities at page number 85. Page number 85. So next, first we read about a little bit about the story and the introduction, that what is going on in this story. And I'm going to tell you that introduction. This story happens in the early Victorian England. The early Victorian England starts from 1837 to 1850. At this time, the country was changing fast. It was becoming richer and more developed. Many people were rich and did not work at all. However, many more people were poor. These people, both adults and children, had to work very hard. There was a big difference between the lives of rich people and those of the poor. The main character is Pip, a sad young boy whose parents are dead. Pip lives with his sister and her husband. This horse belongs to our sister, not with the Pip, because he is the husband. The other person is the husband of his sister. So this pronoun is relate to the sister. Okay, they don't have much money, and Pip's sister is often mean to him. Pip dreams of escaping his hard life and becoming a gentleman. One day, his dream comes true. A mysterious person gives Pip a lot of money. This is what gives Pip his great expectations. His moves to London and learns to become a gentleman. Pip is happy to leave his home. Pip is happy to leave his home. And his old life. His new life brings many changes. But Pip finds out his dreams is not what he had imagined. Someone give people a lot of money to become a gentleman. Gentlemen, list some reasons why a person would do this. How do you think Pip changed when he becomes a rich gentleman? Why do you think his dream is not what he had imagined? Means, what would you do if someone gave you a lot of money? Would it change your life? That's a question mark. That's a question mark. So next we're gonna talk about first the writer, the novelist, about Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens was a very popular writer. Charles Dickens was a very. Let me just clear the focus. Charles Dickens was a very popular writer who lived in England in the 19th century. He was born in 1812 in Landport and spent his childhood in Kent. He had he had 7 brothers and sisters, and he was the second child in the family. His father had many debts and was put in prison when Charles was about 12. Charles Dickens had to earn money for his family by working at his relative's factory, labeling bottles for 6 shillings a week. Shilling is a currency, and a week. He attended a day. We can also use it shelling like chillers, like the subdivision of the currency, as there is a $1 and the 100 cents makes a dollar, and there is 1 rupee. So 100 rupees make so 100 pesos makes a rupee. Okay. Labeling bottles for his shillings, 6 shillings a week. He attended a day school at the same time. He attended a day school at the same time. 2 years later, he left school and worked at a lawyer's office. He taught himself shorthand when he was 16, because he wanted to be a reporter. He wanted to be a reporter. At 19, he became one of the quickest and most accurate reporter, editor, and a writer. Dickens never stopped writing. After he published his first novel, The Pickwick Papers, in 1836 to 1837. Usually he published a chapter of novel. Even every month he wrote 15 novels in total. The most popular ones include Oliver Twist, A Christmas Carol, David Copperfield, A Tale of Two Cities, the most important novel by Charles Dickens, A Tale of Two Cities. Usually it comes in subcontinent in BS English or in MA English, or at the study after that. And Great Expectations. His own favorite novel was David Copperfield, by writer's choice. We can say that by a writer's choice. So novel was David Copperfield, in which his own life is reflected. Dickens spent most of his life in London. He died of a stroke in 1870 and was buried in Westminster Abbey. And I want to read it again. Dickens spent most of his life in London. He died of a stroke in 1870 and was buried in Westminster's Abbey. So next that was the introduction. Next we are going to start the first chapter, and the first chapter is The Escaped Prisoner. The first chapter is The Escaped Prisoner. So let me start now. The escaped prisoners. In the churchyard, it was a cold, wet, and grey afternoon. Almost evening. I was alone in the churchyard near my home. My father, mother, and 5 brothers had all died, and very and were buried in the place. I had gone to the churchyard to look at their graves. Beyond were the marshes, and there is the explanation of because due to double colon, dark flat fields with streams running between them. I could see a few cows here and there eating the grass, but I could see no people anywhere. Further beyond the field was the river. A cold wind was blowing in from the sea. As I sat in the dark, lonely place, I began to feel afraid. I started to cry. Stop that noise! A fierce voice suddenly shouted, as we can see in the illustration or in the cartoon on the page, on the right side of the page. Stop that noise! A fierce voice suddenly shouted. A man jumped out from among the gravestones. He was wearing rough, dirty clothes. His shoes were old and worn out. He had no hat or coat. On his leg was a heavy iron chain. He was an escaped prisoner. Before I could run away, he caught hold of me. Keep still, you little devil, or I'll cut your throat, he shouted. Or I'll cut your throat, he shouted. So here's the page number. First page number completed. So we are going to the next on the page number 2. So here is, please don't cut my throat. Please don't cut my throat, sir. I cried, terrified. Don't kill me. Tell me your name then, said the man. Quick now. Pip, sir. Pip. Is it? He searched through my pockets, which contained only a piece of bread. He ate the bread hungrily, as he had not eaten for many days. I felt onto the ground, trembling with fear. You, young dog, growled the prisoner. What fat cheeks you have, maybe. I'll eat you too. Now look here. Where's your mother? There, sir, I said. He jumped up and started to run away. Do you actually subscribe as you listen in that it's prayer time and prayer call time is ahead. Azan is on recitation. So let me go now and must subscribe official channel Professor MA Raza, second channel Open Cav is Info TV, and religious channel or my anchoring channel Minaj TV Mandi Badin. So let me go now. We will be right back with you with the new pages reading of Great Expectations. Let me go now and say with me, do something more for humanity, do something more for knowledge and practices. Bye bye.